What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another John Drives video. We are currently out at Mineral Wells, Texas for Lone Star Drift Round 2. I got the S13 in the trailer. Unfortunately, it's raining. It's Saturday today. Today they're running street legal and tomorrow's Pro-Am. It's supposed to be really beautiful tomorrow, so that is what I'm going to be running the S13. My first competition, a little nervous, kind of excited. So the plan is to get out on the track right now, hopefully get some laps in S13, kind of shake it down. Before street legal competition starts, I want to get some laps in, and then afterwards, hopefully get a few more laps and practice, and then we can move on for tomorrow.
Okay, this is right after warming the car up, doing some donuts in the back. The car ends up stalling on me right here and had it push started. This is pretty much my first lap out. I think I did one parade lap before this. Really heavy on the hydro into this first tight little corner. Do a little bit too much angle at it. Like I said, this is my first full lap out. Stick it out wide and transition back down into the course. The course did change the next day, but this was running wet, so I did have to really mash on that left foot brake quite a lot, which I wasn't quite used to yet, especially with these manual brakes. But I was making it work, did not connect that there. Like I said, just feeling out the car the first round, especially with having a battery issue, and the car was dying out. You'll see here in a little bit. And this entry is actually very tricky. It's very narrow and it sharpens really fast, so you just gotta flick it and hang on the hydro forever. And the track was kind of drying up here and there, so definitely was taking some time to get used to when to enter and how long to hang on that hydro. But it was kind of cool to try a different style of entry. Now right at this transition right here, the car would always seem like it's dying out, and a couple times it would even stall right here. I'm not sure if I put the lap in there where I had to roll off the course, but found out that was kind of my battery dying out here later in the day, and I did end up replacing it for Sunday for the second day of drifting, which fixed my issue.
Just got done with the first few laps. Car's doing pretty good. At first it was dying randomly. I don't know if the battery just wasn't charged. And then the starter I think is officially kind of going out. Just grinding left and right, so we are having to push start the car, which kind of sucks, but we're just making the most of it. The battery doesn't seem to hold charge. It's holding like 11.2 when the car's off and when the car's like on, pretty much. No, it was higher when the car was on. I don't know, I think the battery might be going out, so I might run to O'Reilly's and see if I can buy another one. This is a fancy EGM, fancy $300 one. I might just see if I can get one of the O'Reilly's ones, see if that fixes my issues. But Texas Street Legal is about to start. We're gonna watch that and then hopefully get a few more laps in after that before it gets too dark. Street legal's done. I was gonna go back and get out some laps. I got a new battery from O'Reilly's, but it's pouring, so I don't think I'm gonna go out tonight. Hopefully gonna replace the battery this evening. It's only 6:30. Still got about an hour and a half left of daylight, but it doesn't really look like it's clearing up anytime soon. We're soaked. We just went ahead and tarped the S13. I was gonna put it in the trailer, but we'd have to push start it and it's pouring, so we just threw a tarp over. I don't know if that's easier or harder, but tomorrow it should be about 65 degrees and sunny, so hopefully things go better then.
Alrighty, Sunday morning, track is dry, beautiful day, 65 degrees and sunny. Finally getting to run this track dry. It did change a little bit overnight, they adjusted some barriers. And it definitely runs different in the dry compared to the wet for sure, and especially when it changes up a little bit. But this is my first lap out running in the dry. Like I said, just trying to figure out that initiation. I am running an inline handbrake on this car. I did not do it, the previous owner did. And I cannot foot brake and handbrake at the same time, which I feel like that's what I kind of needed a little bit more to scrub some of that speed coming in from that fast entry into the sharp little turn. So I will be changing that up for next event, but just kind of feeling out the car, getting used to it. This is when the battery was replaced, so the car seems like it's holding power a little bit better, not dying out and just clogging and killing itself. Got some good laps in here. I love how this car sounds, especially from this inside GoPro shot. There's less wind noise, you can definitely hear it a little bit better. Now this is my second lap out. I tried to manji into it. Definitely had a little bit more grip with all the heat in the tires. Put a little hydro in here, and you'll see this barrier. I'm trying to poke it out here, and I see this barrier, and yep, we definitely gave it a little kiss. It sounded horrible. It sounded way worse than it was, but alrighty, I'm gonna stop talking. Let you guys enjoy this drift footage. But one last thing, I did realize I needed to go into third gear here. I did that a few laps later. Popped into third, and it seemed like it was riding a lot better. For a couple laps here, I tried it without the manji entry. And it didn't seem like it was working that awfully great. I was trying, like I said, I didn't have a foot brake when I'm entering because I'm on the hydro so much. I was trying to scrub as much speed as possible, but I eventually went back to the faint entry.
Alright, just did a few laps in the S13 here in the morning. Getting ready for the Pro-Am in the afternoon. Trying to get more comfortable with the car. It's definitely a new setup for me. It's taking me some time to get comfortable with it. We did have a little run-in with a barrier over here. So we did give it a little kiss. They changed the track up from yesterday, and so it was about the second lap out. I did give it a little kiss here. It's alright, I'll bang it back out and knock my taillight out there, but it was already cracked anyway. Not too worried. It's kind of what the car's for, obviously. But about went through the first set of tires. Did a lot of good laps out there. Hoping to get more comfortable with it for competition later today. Oh, goals. Goals. That's dope. Just a good ute. Jack finally got his car put back together. This thing is mean, dude. This thing is sick. 700 horsepower. That's crazy.
Well, unfortunately, this is the only outside shot we have of the car, and this is the one lap that the car broke. So we plan to have a little bit more time later in the day to get some shots for it, but unfortunately, we swapped to the new Kinda tires, and we believe that might have what kind of finished off the differential right there. It popped and it just grinded left and right, so I just pulled off the course and had to get towed in. So this is that same lap. This was the first time on the tires. I whiffed second right here. I thought I was in it. So I came out of it, clutch kicked a little bit, nothing out of the norm. Threw it in third, and you'll hear it let go. Right there. So maybe it wasn't even the clutch kick. I don't even know what it was. It might have been kind of fractured before.
That's not good.
Sound like a diff or axle. I just clutch kicked. I dropped down in a second and I clutch kicked it. I guess the grip.
Yep, your diff's blown. We got an extra diff? Yep, she's totaled, buddy. How are we gonna turn them now?
I was coming for you.
You done broke?
I was right there. Well, unfortunately, the car is done. So I don't know if you can hear it on the GoPro, but the differential is actually jacked. The diff ended up letting go on the S13, so I'm just gonna put it back in the trailer, load it up, and we'll fix it for the next event. But we're gonna go out and support Jack here for a competition.
I don't know how much I really have in it though, kind of thing. I have no idea. That looks like fun. Oh snap.
Well, we found a diff, so we're trying to put it in. Unfortunately, the one that broke was an LSD, and you can just see the teeth are shattered in it. And this is an open diff, so it's not really working out super well as far as the splines and the bolt pattern of the axles. We're trying to do the best we can. Well, we were officially throwing in the towel on this thing. We tried swapping the diffs, tried swapping the pinion and ring over to the other housing because the splines didn't line up, and then a whole bunch of ordeal, but we ended up just kind of throwing it in the towel. We really gave it a shot. Couldn't get this one bolt out, and so might be a sign, hey, just give it up for the day. So the S13 is officially going to go back in the trailer for the next drift event coming up here in a few weeks, but competition's about to start. Unfortunately, Jack's car broke as well, so he's not competing, so we're just going to kind of watch and hang out. Just wrapped up the event, filled up a little diesel, head back to the shop. I'll do a little recap when we get back to the shop overall, what happened. It was definitely an eventful day, ready to get back. Well, it's a couple days later, we got the S13 back in the shop. Here's a little better look at that quarter panel when I tap that barrier. It's not too bad. It got behind the bash bar, so I'm just gonna go in there and pop that out. It's just part of the sheet metal and the fiberglass, and paint over this white, it'll be fine. But here's the diff over here. This is kind of what let go on it. There's the ring gear there. I have a whole handful of teeth that came off this and the pinion. So this is the new one that we tried to get together at the track. That didn't happen. So I'm gonna have to take my time, put it all together, and hopefully get it back in the car for May 4th. Overall, it was a pretty good experience going down there and running with the Pro-Am guys. Unfortunately, I did not get to compete. A little bit bummed about that, but it's all right. We'll get the car better. And I'll be able to get a little bit more comfortable with the car, which I wasn't quite as comfortable as I wanted to be. So I'll have some time to do that before next Pro-Am event. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys in the next one.